Well, welcome to another rather special Driving in Macarthur. Today we're with one of my favourite humans on the planet, young Wes, who we like to joke is our high performance specialist at Wakeling's. Not really a joke, you are our specialist.
I try to be.
You are, yeah. In day-to-day stuff, not only are you our high performance specialist, but you're also one of our Go Good Yards people.
Yep,
around.
I do.
What do you tell us what you do?
Well, I do yard work, I do make sure used and new cars are getting ready for delivery. I go RMS runs, I make sure that Wakeling's just run smooth on the behind the scenes thing.
You are the smoothest behind the scenes person I know.
I'm trying to be double creamy smooth.
So tell us a bit about you, your background, where you come from, what do you do? Were you born, raised in Ingleburn?
I was born at Lithgow because then I was airlifted to Sydney when I was just a couple of hours old, and then I was put into foster care for 3 months.
Yeah.
And then I was adopted by Mum and Dad on the 23rd of December 1993.
Almost a Christmas present. Well, definitely a Christmas present.
I was a big Christmas present.
Yeah, at that stage we were as big as you are now.
That's why I have to have a Silverado to fit.
But you've had a passion for all things Holden previously, HSV?
Holden, HSV, anything that comes out of the General Motors stable.
Yep.
I'm sort of the GM go-to guy at work, so I just love the products.
And like I know we often share reminiscing photographs and stuff like that. Like you particularly favour the older Holdens?
I do like what they call the second gen and the early first gen Commodore, so like VL to VR, VS, VP.
Yeah.
Probably
what year would that be for people who don't know?
VL was from about 86 to around about 88, and then VN was from 88 to about 90, and then the progression of second gen was to 1998 with VS.
Yes. Which would be your favourite of all of those?
Oh, I'm a sucker for a VP Calais.
With the ones with the
slats on the back.
Oh, but the front lights were the pop-up ones?
No, that's a VL Turbo.
Sorry, I can picture the back of the VP. Yes. What car did you get into motoring? What was the...
I've always had a passion for cars. I think it's ingrained in me. So Dad's bought a few cars through Wakeling's over the years, and as a kid I always used to want to come and see the latest and greatest HSV model or Holden model at the showrooms. I used to be that annoying kid that used to come in and try to steal all the brochures.
Some would say you're still annoying, but just a bigger kid.
Well, that's true, but now I work for him, so it's harder to get rid of me.
Yeah, we've been trying.
Exactly.
What did you learn to drive on?
I learnt to drive on, actually not a Holden.
That's okay.
I actually learnt to drive on a Subaru Forester.
Was it a manual?
A manual turbo Forester.
Okay, yeah, good.
So that was what I learned to drive on, and it was a 3-pedal affair.
Who taught you?
Dad did.
Dad did? Okay. Was he a good teacher?
He was a very good teacher, and then I went through a driving school just to finesse it a bit.
Did you say you're a well-finessed driver? Do you ever race?
I did a little bit of racing here and there, but not so much these days. I've given it up.
Do you show... So, do you have cars yourself? I know the answer. Do you have...
I do have one or two that I drive around, but I'm trying to thin the collection out because I'm trying to save it for a house.
Yeah, good. Okay. And so, the ones that you have, do you ever show them? You're rebuilding them?
I'm rebuilding one or two at the moment, and one's about to enter a restoration project.
Okay. And of those one or two or three, which is your favourite at the moment? What does that tell us about it?
My favourite is still my first car, which was a 1997 VS Commodore, which was my grandparents. So I'm going to put that through a restoration process in the next 6 to 12 months because she's starting to show her age.
Other than cars, hobby after hours, what do you do?
I do love aeronautics. I love planes.
Going to get there eventually, but you've got us there now. Yep.
Well,
plane spotter?
I do like a bit of plane spotting. I'm that weird bloke at the end of runways with a set of binoculars.
I love it. You and I have talked about that a lot. That's the best
and a thermos of cup of tea and biscuits.
Yeah.
It has to be Arnott's, not home brand rubbish.
Okay. Arnott's, which Arnott's biscuit?
Oh, I'm a sucker for shortbread creams.
Oh, okay. Ooh, okay.
And a Tim Tam.
Do you like a Tim Tam?
Yes, that's a thing you and I have quite common with.
We do share it on Tim Tam photo. Sorry, so planes. So we're going to get to that a bit later on because passion's planes and flying. Recently you went on a long journey.
I went on a long trip to London.
Yeah.
So I was away for a month and a half. I don't know how the place survived
we didn't
without
survive.
me.
I was barely hanging on. Yeah, it was horrible.
You just had to wing it, didn't you?
Yes.
So
Time flew though.
oh yes,
Yeah.
it was uplifting.
It was a bumpy landing.
Very good, sir.
Yeah.
So I went there, and it was for a month and a half, and I thoroughly enjoyed every single moment of it.
Circling back to planes, like
Yes.
holding pattern.
Oh, very good.
Which is your favourite plane to watch land and take off?
Oh, I'm a sucker for a 747,
I'm an
400.
A380. I'm an A380.
I'm a Boeing boy.
Whereabouts do you live in Minto?
I live at Minto, just between Ingleburn and Minto.
Yeah, sort of around this area.
Yeah, sort of in between the border town.
We won't say that you're a Mexican,
I'm a proud 2566 boy.
2566 forever.
Yes.
I would normally ask like who the biggest character at Wakelings is, but probably that would be, self-labelled you.
Yes.
Apart from yourself,
Apart from myself,
who would be a large character?
character, probably Andrew Hayes down at service. He's always someone that does brighten the room up.
Yeah. Have you ever driven an electric vehicle?
I have driven an electric vehicle, and for myself, who's probably the last of the dinosaurs at work with the V8 Brigade in our entire product lineup, the electric vehicle is just bang. It's just
it's crazy power.
It's freaky.
I mean, there is an electric Corvette, right?
There's the E-Ray, which we could possibly be getting soon. So
I do believe we are. You haven't really mentioned HSV in the mix of your conversation.
HSV, that is a very special part of my life. I started at Holden dealership.
HSV?
I started at HSV at another Holden dealer. So I started at Muir's Holden.
Yeah.
The one good thing about working in GMSV is I do have Jamie, who's a long-term Holden guy, and it's good to just talk about old Holden stuff. So it's a bit of therapy for
HSV, but we've got off track.
I know, HSV.
Oh, okay. Because you talk about the pure GM products.
Yes.
So I've got a favourite. My favourite was like the VS Senator.
My favourite HSV model would probably be the VP Senator.
I can't picture that one.
Or an SV5000.
What's your favourite food to eat? If you go to a restaurant and you'd like to go to a steakhouse typically, wouldn't you?
Oh yes, because you don't make friends with salad. That's just the garnish that makes the plate look pretty.
Okay, because I know we've spoken this before. So you go to a steak restaurant.
Yes.
Which steak is your favourite steak?
I like a sirloin steak, medium rare. Medium rare.
Yeah.
With a nice bit of
Thick cut.
Okay. Medium rare.
Yeah.
With chips with vinegar in a dipping bowl next to it.
Vinegar.
Yes.
One thing we're going to do when we get back.
Yes.
Is I know you're very good at some impersonations. One in particular.
Yes.
It's my favourite thing about you of all time. when you sent that through, I wet myself for hours. So I thought for our lovely viewers, we should give them the sample of Captain Wes.
Okay.
Well, this part of the drive's been excellent. I really appreciate it. We've just cruised through, the back of Minto.
Exactly.
Come towards Ingleburn boundary.
Yes.
2566 forever.
And 2560.
And we're in O now.
Yes, exactly.
And a bit of your area where you grew up in and live and stuff. And now we're heading back to home base. Thanks for it so far.
No, thank you.
The next bit's going to be really cool.
I'm worried. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard Qantas QF Flight 1 to London Heathrow via Singapore service. So please fasten your seatbelts. And that's enough yakky-yak from me. It's time to push some scenery past the window, service down the aisles, and enjoy the flight.
What's your pun for steamy?
I'm boiled over.